Welcome back to Birds and Swords, boys and girls, and gifted animals, and talkative birds. You're back with Birds and Swords, and we're finishing up our 3-part series on characters, doing NPCs tonight.
Woo!
It's been really fun going through these episodes. It's almost like a walk on memory lane, going back through your gaming history. Have you felt that way?
Yeah, super nostalgic.
Of course, we've gone back and found the audio clips and things like that, and it tries to make you think of certain moments or certain parts, and that's been really fun. So we're going to wrap that up today with NPCs. We already did heroes and villains. Hopefully you enjoyed those episodes. But getting into those non-playable characters that can really make a video game shine and memorable. They can contribute to the plot, and then sometimes they don't at all, and it's just this funny offshoot type of thing. Just tons of memories as far as that goes. So how you feeling tonight? What's been going on?
I feel great. Just got back from a trip to Mardi Gras in New Orleans.
Mardi Gras!
Woo,
So how was that?
It was it was crazy. It's one of those things where like actually how you picture it is how it is. Like, you know, like sometimes like people talk up things. There's like so crazy, and like Mardi Gras was exactly what people describe. It's everybody's fucked up by 10 a.m., drunk in the streets. It's super dirty. It's a big party.
Did it smell like I told you?
It was just nasty.
Yeah.
It was just disgusting. But the more you black out, the less you care. And I feel like on average, the amount of boobs someone sees in a lifetime, I saw them in like 3 days.
Yeah.
So I showed the world my boobs and I saw theirs. It was great.
Nice. I've been there a couple times, and it seems like too that it doesn't matter what time of year you go, like it's always popping. I'm sure it was crazier when you were there.
It's insane. It was almost overwhelmingly insane.
On the very end of what's the main street? Bourbon
yeah.
Street. Why can I never remember that? On like I don't know if it's north or south, opposite side of the dome.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know directions.
It's like almost all the way at the end. There's a bar that's been there since like...
Oh, it's the first bar, like ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like all stone stuff.
Yeah.
Did you guys grab a beer there?
I couldn't tell you.
Don't remember?
No. I remember maybe 60% of our experience.
Well, then you had a good time.
But the food I remember. The food is the best part by far.
Did you enjoy the muffaletta?
Yeah, that was really
I'm sure you
good.
had some Cajun and stuff.
We just did it all. Everything was amazing. I wish I could have brought it all back with me. And if I go back, that's what I go back for.
So you would go back?
Absolutely. And I want to go outside of Mardi Gras because I want to do more of the spooky stuff. All of it was sold out while we were there and pretty packed. So we really only got to go to some like voodoo shops and the Death Museum, which was really cool.
And you guys stayed right down up there in it, didn't you?
Right up there in it, just right off of Bourbon Street in an Airbnb, and it was super nice. And the doors were super tall, like it was like a home for vampires before us or something, which is pretty lit. And it had
vampires tall? Is that a thing?
I don't know. It just seems New Orleans has tons of vampires, and I've never seen one in person, so I'm not I'm wondering what their architecture is all about. So
well, you don't remember 40% of it, so you could
maybe I could.
You might have gotten bit.
I might be one now.
Yeah. Wild. Cool. So that's a fun trip.
Yeah, that was a blast. Yeah, we just got back. It took me like a week to recover from the hangover. I think it was the worst.
Plus, you went
of my
from
life.
like 75 degrees and humid to back to...
Yeah.
I think you guys came back, we had just had another snowstorm. There was a snowstorm like the day you left.
Yeah, it was the day before we left, we got that major snowstorm, and then the day after we got back, we got another one. So we didn't miss any of the fun.
Just all the time here.
Yeah.
But that's when people go on vacation here. They leave the snow, and then they come back to the snow again.
Yep, absolutely.
Even if it's like March. Did you see any video gamey type of stuff? I know they have tons of art. Jackson Square.
Yeah, there was tons of art. Not super video gamey stuff anywhere, really.
What kind of art did you see then?
I loved a lot of the street art was very focused on the like local. It was all local, like all about New Orleans and its culture, the jazz, the hurricane. There was like art that utilized
Katrina.
Yeah, like rubble from Katrina and stuff. Lots of musicians, street musicians, tons of jazz, which is just so my jam. Yeah, tons. It's really all about, everybody's very prideful that they live there. So everything is focused on their culture.
You also mentioned 40% or whatever it is, because you had, and I'm not very good at keeping up with Snapchat. You had a section of Snapchat story like one night or maybe it was the next morning or something. And it was just like 2 straight minutes of like people booty shaking. Do you remember that?
Oh my God, so
like leaned up against
unhinged.
cars, guys, girls, like everybody.
It's so chaotic,
Like
just twerking on the
in the
police
street.
cars and shit. Like, I mean, so this is how like absolutely unhinged Mardi Gras was. Our friends, when they first got there, they were holding beers and they were standing outside the bar, and like being able to walk around with open drinks is not something we're used to.
Right.
And so they asked a cop, they're like, is this okay that we like drink out here on the street? And the cop laughed and he goes, it's New Orleans, you can do whatever you want. Like absolute nothing. I mean, you don't see anybody get arrested for anything. I saw
other than something violent, probably.
I feel like it has to be like drugs or violence. I feel. And
what'd you say? Buttholes and dicks?
We saw it all. It was absolutely crazy. Wow. And people, it's just crazy. It's one big party, and
seems like kind of an all ages show too.
Yeah,
like
you really see it all. I saw 90-year-old boobs, I swear, and I'll never get them out of my brain.
That's the place for it, though. Yeah. It's like you do you.
Yes, it was a blast. I highly recommend, if it's on your bucket list, go while you're young. I mean, if you want to go when you're old and show your boobs, great. But I think the younger you are, the more you can party hardy, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm glad we did it. It wasn't even on my bucket list. My friends invited us.
You just kind of ran into it.
Yeah, they were like, we're going to go to Mardi Gras. Do you want to come? And I was like, sure, I'll check it out. And I'm super glad I did, because holy shit.
It's a good bucket list thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've been there, but I haven't been there for Mardi Gras. Any NPCs?
NPCs there? I feel like all the tourists are NPCs. Like most of the tourists. I would say anybody that's like a watcher of the Mardi Gras. Like they don't show boobs, they don't throw beads, they're just kind of spectating. Major NPC energy.
That sounds creepy.
It is super. And especially like Saturday night, there was tons of tourists that were just kind of standing and watching. Some people were taking pictures of boobs. I was like, this is weird. Very high NPC energy. If you're not like puking in the street or showing your boobs or starting a fight, you're an NPC.
you're just an observer. You're not playing at all. So today, perfect segue.
Yes.
Boob looking NPCs onto the NPC episode we're doing today. So NPCs, we wanted to mention. So what is an NPC? Non-playable character. But what does that mean to you?
To me, that's literally any non-playable character other than your villains that you're going up against or enemies that you're going up against. So that could be a support character, quest giver, totally random, walking down the street. Anybody that's non-playable is on my list. Yeah,
so we're going to include companions. We had talked about that. And it's almost like there's different classifications.
Yeah.
Quest givers, companions. You could even say, I read an article today that had the argument that villains were NPCs.
Yeah,
also.
They technically are.
Yeah. I think we've got a lot of companions today, but I do have a couple that are, just those kind of outlandish memory type of, because NPCs can definitely fall in that category where they're just this character that you remember because they were so stupid, or maybe they had a really good side story. So sometimes NPCs can be a very small bit of the game, and sometimes they can be a big pivotal part, even gameplay wise.
Yeah, I had a hard time dislodging some of those memories, because when you think back to the games you played, sometimes it's hard to think back to those like memorable NPCs, and there's so many of them. Yeah. And when you go back and play it, you're like, oh yeah, I love this character, but it was hard to
I was trying to think of like all the vendors that I've seen. What memorable vendors are there? Where you go buy your wares, and I do have a couple of those too.
Yeah.
All right, so we're anxious to get into this and wrap up our character series. We're going to take a break. We are brought to you by Healthy Hemp Gear and Black Bayou Coffee Roasters. We'll be back right after this.
This is Michaela Jade. I make video games, and you're listening to Birds and Swords.
Hey Birds and Swords listeners, Zach here from Healthy Hemp Gear. We strive to bring you sustainable and local goods from trusted sources. Check out our site, healthyhempgear.com, to see our hemp apparel choices, as well as our home goods, and make sure to stay tuned in for new arrivals and local partners. While you're at it, use the promo code BNS, that's B&S, to save 15% off all your orders. Stop by today to check out apparel that appreciates the earth and you.
Welcome back, y'all. Do you say y'all?
I do, but mostly when I'm drunk or in the gay community.
Why in the gay community?
I don't know. It's like a thing that they do whenever they're excited.
It's like a Southern thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Y'all.
but I think that's why they adopted it, because the gay community takes in all the best parts of our culture.
Yeah. So that's like, they're like, that's the one thing
We're
that the
taking
South
it.
gets. We're taking y'all. Got it. Well, good to have you back with us. NPCs. Let's dig into some of our favorites. What you got for me first?
I have Elizabeth from BioShock.
Elizabeth.
This is all they had.
Listen,
How do you do it?
how do I do what?
Forget. How do you wash away the things that you've done?
You don't. Just learn to live with it.
So the moment of truth between us. New York or Paris?
Good. Man, that even the jingle, because usually like there's that statue thing.
Yeah.
It's almost like a knight in armor that shows up and blinks and it's diddly-dee-dee-dee. Anyway, Elizabeth, go for it.
There's a lot of reasons that I love Elizabeth, starting with the fact that she is a very complex character. I mean, she starts off as just like this, like forced to be inside, never seeing the outside, has these weird powers, and you discover her, and then you just learn her story. She grows, and I am really so hard not to give spoilers with BioShock, Infinite specifically, and then there's the DLC, Buried Under the Sea. I think.
Buried at Sea. I actually
Buried at
did play
Sea.
that one.
Yeah, and it's just she is an incredible character through and through, and she really drives the story. Other than the fact that she is an excellent character, she is a great companion NPC, because when you are in battle, she just throws you shit. She's like, have some life, have some bullets.
Yeah.
Like she's not, you don't have to protect her. She's never getting in the way. She just throws you stuff to help you. And that there's no better companion or support NPC that you can ask for. So I think that she's, even outside of the storyline, you're just kind of forced to love her because, like, thanks. you know?
Yeah, thanks for her.
Right.
She's really sincere
Yeah.
and everything, too.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the Songbird, then? Or
I
no?
love Songbird. It's so hard not. I don't want to say
'Cause
too much.
There's a whole bird thing.
I love Songbird. Songbird breaks my heart, really. And I can't really say why for those that haven't beaten the game. It's just, I love Songbird. That's it.
That's it. Play it.
Play
You'll
it.
see
Play
why.
it and love Songbird. Songbird is, you can't really talk about it, huh? What can you say about Songbird?
He's like her
Protector?
protector. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, and you kind of steal her from her tower, so he's like coming at you, but he's just trying to keep you safe.
It's one of those innocent
He's just a good
animal
boy.
instinct kind of things, because he's still like an animal where you just
Yeah.
have to respect the instinct type of thing.
Exactly. I think that's a great way
Some
to
really
put it.
good moments, and she has a good relationship with it.
Yeah,
Like the way she talks to it. It's hard to
Mhm.
explain.
yeah.
Um,
But that's also a fantastic NPC.
yes. And a bird.
And a bird.
And a bird.
We love bird.
Elizabeth, totally agree. Totally agree. I mean, we just keep putting BioShock characters in all of these.
Yeah. I mean, they
episodes.
understood the assignment. The creators of BioShock, they really know how to create a character, how to create a story, how to create a villain. I think I mentioned them in every segment for this.
Yeah,
Like, they
just
really,
every day.
they're
Yeah.
storytellers. They really are. They know what they're doing. And kudos to them.
In keeping kudos to them.
The air is full of Adam. I can see the angels dancing. Time for more Adam. Come on, Mr. B. Time to find some angels. I hear the flapping of wings. There must be another angel. New angels bring new Adam.
Creepy.
Yep.
Little Sisters, also from the BioShock series, but unlike Elizabeth, who's from Infinite, they're from BioShock 1 and 2. And I love Little Sisters because they really add to the horror aspect of the games.
How old do you think they are?
They got to be
4?
so little, like 4 or 5. They're so little. And they really drive the horror aspect of the games because, first of all, I'm freaked out by kids to begin with. And if you make them pale with glowing eyes and a stabbing needle, a giant needle, it's horrific. But they still show that innocence of a child. Like their naive curiosity is there, but it's like stabbing dead corpses. Well, corpses are dead. So stabbing corpses and trying to like pull the atom from them. And they walk around with the big daddies, these big armored suit dudes that will
just
kick
big
your ass.
bowling ball type characters.
And they're so cute in the just creepiest way.
I love them too.
Yeah, they are excellent.
All it takes is one look to be like, nope.
Yeah, and the fact that you have the choice when you play the games, you can either save them or kill them for more power. And
you put them through like the little submarine windows in the walls and they crawl through and go to different areas. Like even the whole process is creepy.
Yeah, it's so creepy. And I really love... So I prefer BioShock 1, but the second game, an aspect that I really love is that you, for a moment, play as a little sister and you get to see what they see. And it's not, they don't see the world that you're in. They see the angels and everything that they talk about. And I think that was a very incredible creative move for the team that did the second game, which was separate from the first. So I just think all around the Little Sisters are an excellent part of the BioShock series. I want to see them again someday.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll ever get another BioShock. I know Ken Levine, who's like the mastermind, and he's working on the new game Judas, which looks really cool. Looks a lot like BioShock. Yeah. Which I'm fine with.
Even like the hands with you have the power in the hand. And just the mechanics look exactly the same. Yeah.
Whatever it is.
I'm about
Plasmids?
I think that's what it was. Plasmid?
Why don't I know that?
I think
Played
so.
all the BioShocks. All right. Moving on. Let's see. What do I have? Let's go to The Witcher. You haven't played The Witcher, but I have the Crones. They're actually called the Crones of, oh man, I forget now. Crookback Bog or something. They're like in a swampy area. Okay. It's basically 3 witches. Ooh. You're a witcher, but they're witches. So let's listen to their creepy asses real quick.
Never seek to cross us again.
We shall forgive you this transgression, for you've done well. Your children are plump as piglets, sweet as caramel.
But now we must talk to our white-haired friend.
Ooh, creepy.
They're super creepy. There's 3 of them. The one that sounded like the sound quality was bad, she actually has like a basket, like a wicker basket over her face.
So she's supposed to be like muffled.
Yes.
I love that. They sound like people I'd hang out with.
Yeah. And they're like truly evil, keeping on the evil kick here because I guess short story, it's just a side mission, but The Witcher is so popular because of how engaging and deep their side quests are. Like the whole game is just thick with lore. So it's 3 witches and it's almost like a Hansel and Gretel. Is that what it's called? Leading the kids in with candy?
Yeah, that's Hansel and Gretel.
Is that Hansel and Gretel? So they lure kids in, but the big thing is they're the daughters of this ancient entity called Lady of the Wood, and she was like this sorceress, and she perished in the crones, her daughters like banished her beneath the earth or whatever. But everybody in that region like asks the witches for favors, but each time they have to sacrifice something. And a lot of time it's like a body part.
Oh, wow.
Because a couple of them have...
Is it like based off what they asked, like how big the body part they have to offer up? I feel like
maybe. Okay. Maybe. There's a play on ears because one of them has a necklace and it's all just of people's ears.
Wow.
So if they want like a more plentiful crop or whatever, they like have to sacrifice these things. So it's all really gross. I think one of them wears like a front pack thing. It has like a foot hanging out of it or something.
That's awesome.
Like they're super evil. And the soundtrack, if you heard it right there, is like really creepy and cool.
Oh yeah, very Witcher. Based off, I watched the television series and I assume they pulled a lot of that from the game.
Oh yeah.
So that sounded very awesome. Witcher.
So they're super cool. Apart from the kid thing, they're all about sacrifice. Like they have these powers to almost grant wishes, so to speak, but they require body part, it's messed up. And they're really creepy looking. Their voice actors are really good and creepy.
Love.
They're my favorite quest giver section of The Witcher. And it's in a real creepy area. Like I said, it's in the swampy, foggy bog. Super creepy. The Crones.
Crones? Or Chromes? Crones?
Crones.
Crones.
The Crones.
I like it.
Of Crookback Bog or something.
I'll play the games eventually.
Someday. The main how you run into him is you're tracking down a missing person.
Which Witcher is it?
Witcher 3. Just play The Witcher 3.
Okay.
The other games are kind of dated. All right, hit me.
Pretty relevant. Ellie from The Last of Us.
Are you ready? Are you ready for this?
Is this really all they had to worry about? Boys, movies, deciding which shirt goes with which skirt. It's bizarre.
Get up. We're leaving.
And if I say no?
Do you even realize what your life means? Huh? Running off like that, putting yourself at risk? It's pretty goddamn stupid.
Well, I guess we're both disappointed with each other then.
What do you want from me?
Admit that you wanted to get rid of me the whole time.
Tommy knows this area.
Oh, fuck that.
Well, I'm sorry. I trust him better than I trust myself.
Stop with the bullshit. What are you so afraid of? That I'm gonna end up like Sam? I can't get infected. I can take care of myself.
How many close calls have we had?
Well, we seem to be doing all right so far.
And now you'll be doing even better with Tommy.
Not her, you know.
What?
Maria told me about Sarah.
Ellie?
And
you are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
I'm sorry about your daughter, Joel. But I have lost people too.
You have no idea what loss is.
Everyone I have cared for has either died or left me. Everyone fucking except for you. So don't tell me that I would be safer with someone else, because the truth is I would just be more scared.
You're right. You're not my daughter. And I sure as hell ain't your dad.
Yeah, I just did that to everybody.
Oh, God, that cuts so deep.
That's probably, of course, we just had that in the episode a couple episodes ago.
And pretty much
word for word. That's one of the most emotional. So I don't know if that's where you're going with Ellie.
Oh, absolutely.
But that's her breakout, like standout, at least acting moment, man.
There's just so much about her to love. Obviously, I'm specifically talking about the first game, because in the second game, you do get to play as Ellie. Mm-hmm. But in the first game, she is what drives the story. And her character is so deep and emotional, and it just pulls at your heartstrings in every way. Everything she does, she's whimsical and funny, and her swearing is never over the top, but it's just funny because she's young.
Yeah.
And her naiveness to the outside world. There's certain scenes like when they come across the giraffes and she gets to pet a giraffe, and
there's so many things she's never seen before.
Right. And her curiosity about the world before everything happened, before the outbreak. She's just so lovable, and her relationship with Joel is so important and sweet. And even though there's that clashing and there's that tension, it works, and it just makes you love her more. And outside of the story, falling in love with her through her dialogue and through her relationship with Joel, she is a great companion character, support character. She never gets in the way. And I think she does, kind of like Elizabeth, does she give you stuff?
She can give you health packs.
Yeah, yeah. So she's an excellent...
She's really brave.
Yeah. She doesn't get in the way. It never feels like you're rescuing her. And when you are, it doesn't feel like, fuck, again. Like, she holds her own. And
except for the swimming thing.
Yeah.
You constantly have to get
but at that point in the game, you love her so much, you're like, it's okay.
It's fine.
I got you.
Yeah.
You know, I think she's so independent and strong, and you just want to protect her, and she doesn't really need it that much.
And we're at the point in the show where we're going to see more of that because, well, I haven't seen the next episode yet, but this is the segment where she's like on her own for a little bit.
Yes.
So you get to see some of that bravery and
that part of the game. Oh, I guess you do get to play her a little bit in the first game. I did forget about
Just
that.
a little bit.
But mostly she's non-playable. I would still count her as an NPC.
And as far as the first game, definitely still an NPC.
It's pretty minor that you play as her. So, but yes, excellent.
And I'm glad everybody else is getting to love her too.
Yes. My heart. What about you? What's your next?
Oh, well, we need something happy now, I guess, don't we?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Funny. we need to bounce back. Okay, this is random.
Hello? Look! Oh. Hey! Listen! Watch out!
Who's that?
Navi.
Navi, the most annoying sidekick in the world.
I can't believe you picked her.
Until she fucking yeets out, and then you're like, then you miss her and all her stupid prompts. No, you don't?
Not at all. I couldn't stand Navi at all. I'm sorry, but I respect you. Tell me why you love her.
It's because of that. It's because you just get so used to her and accustomed to her being there, and I don't know, it's just like her presence. And then, like I said, she yeets out, and then it's totally a noticeable section of the game. So this is Ocarina of Time, right?
Yeah, it is for sure.
Okay.
Because Majora's
it's also
Mask has
been
different ones.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've played Ocarina of Time, but
yeah, a classic.
Looking back, I was like, man, this is
did-
like the most annoying companion in the world, but it's a learn to love you
It is a
situation. Even though she only has like 5. I mean, you heard everything.
Yeah.
All the
But
voice lines.
in the remake that they did, I swear, maybe they didn't, maybe it's just my brain, but in the 3DS remake they did, she was less annoying. I feel like you could get past her.
Yeah, I never played it on 3DS.
Ooh, it's so good.
Good again.
Oh, it's
some
so
more.
good. It's so good. Yeah, she's kind of a comfort companion. I could see, like, it's
She's
just
always
having
there.
her. You know, that's fair. I freaking hated her, so couldn't. I know. I don't know. She's so.
You're probably not alone. I mean, that's how she was designed, but that's also why I liked her.
She just never shut up.
Yep. Look.
Hey, listen.
Yeah. All right, let's keep with that. This is one of yours.
Wait, I have a Zelda one.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't send it to you because there's really no voice lines for her.
Okay.
But it's Midna from Twilight Princess.
Okay.
I think she's an excellent companion. I love how snarky she is. I love her design. I like that when you're Wolf Link, she rides on top of you like you're a horse or something. And she gives helpful hints, and you can utilize her weird hair thing with, it's like a hand.
Yeah.
She has like a weird power. I like her a lot, and I won't spoil for anybody, but I really like her conclusion with the game.
Yes.
Sexy.
Sexy.
I'm not a furry, I swear.
Twilight Princess, not my favorite game, but it does have a lot of good side characters and NPCs.
That awakened something in me. That's when I fell in love with Link when I was like 13.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that the first Zelda game you ever played?
I played Ocarina, but the first one I beat was Wind Waker.
And that's your favorite, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's the Goofy one.
Yeah, we love Goofy.
Goofy. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Peter Pan.
Thank you.
Oh, Royal, take that! Yeah! Sora, Donald, Aladdin, Ariel, Beast, Peter Pan, Jack! Ooh, oh, headed fillers. Thanks, pal.
Fillers?
Help! Don't give up! Come on!
Those last two. Because you're like constantly almost, don't give up!
Oh, man. Good choice. Wow,
Yeah.
good
Well,
one.
we love Kingdom Hearts, so Sora and Donald and Goofy.
Yeah.
Obviously the Donald and Goofy you know and love. Man, talk about companions right by your side the entire time, constantly healing you. I love the fact, not just that Goofy shit we just heard, but I love the fact that you can, even though they're not playable, you can level them and decide what kind of or equip them with certain things, what kind of gameplay you want to choose almost. And they're always so positive and uplifting.
It's very Disney. They add that Disney vibe to the Kingdom Hearts darkness. So
yes.
I think it's hilarious that you're on this path of darkness trying to save the world, and Donald and Goofy are there.
Right?
It's just so funny.
And
it's hilarious.
Yeah, they're just so positive and always there for you, uplifting.
So my power is friendship. Like and
they have some cool moves too.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I love when Goofy spins around on his shield and just takes all the characters out.
Yeah. A core memory for me, well, I have two with Kingdom Hearts companions, is when Donald dies, anytime or not dies, but like goes unconscious.
Yeah.
And you're like in a world where you're flying or swimming, his ass is just up.
Yeah.
He's like
his face down, ass up. Yeah.
And the other one is the scene with Goofy where he gets hit with the rock or something. And he's just like, everybody thinks he dies.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, R.I.P. Goofy, let's go.
Oh my god. Yeah. And you're right. Like you said, they take on the darkest of demons and people's personal inner conflicts, and they're like, the entire time. It's fucking great. I don't know. I still don't. I mean, I love that series. I still don't know how or why it works.
It doesn't make sense that it works at all. And they just, I don't know how they can keep going. It's just too goofy.
Yeah. I can't wait to get the next game in like 8 years. I need me some more Donald and Goofy.
Oh my god.
Okay. Where do you go from there?
Well, I got another pretty goofy one.
Okay.
So Octodad's family.
Okay. This is a good one.
No! You not get it! He was octopus!
Let me go!
That doesn't make any sense. How would he even walk on land?
I'll call the police!
He just does! I'm not crazy!
Clearly. I guess you don't know anything after all. Well then, we're leaving. It's past the kids' bedtimes.
You not leaving until you understand!
It's
an octopus!
It's Dad!
Oh man. For those
There's no way you can even explain that.
I guess for anybody that hasn't played the game, in Octodad Dadliest Catch, you play
Dadliest Catch?
Yes.
Is that the full name of the first game? Okay.
I think it's the second game. There might have been one out before it.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but it's Dadliest Catch, and
had to have been like a Kickstarter or something.
You play as a literal octopus that has to be a dad, and you can't let anybody know that you're an octopus. So you do normal day-to-day things like grill out for your family and go to the grocery store, and you have to just do normal things as an octopus and not let people know that you're an octopus. So what's amazing about his family is basically this octopus falls in love with a woman, they get married, and they have kids together, and this family just blindly supports him, and everybody's like, your husband and your dad is an octopus, and they're like, no, and they're like, why? That doesn't make any sense. Like, he's our dad, we love him, he's such a good dad, he does normal dad things, he mowed the lawn yesterday.
So where's the original dad then?
He is the dad. They confront that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I think and some of their voice lines are just so comical. Like sometimes the wife will say something like, it's just so weird that like our printer ran out of ink and you fixed it without going anywhere. And like, or like the kids will say really unhinged children stuff. Like the son will be like, oh, I want to go to the playground and climb something condemned. Like their voice lines, all the NPCs in the game are hilarious. Even
they kind of make the game one of those things.
Yeah.
Well, Octodad, he doesn't say anything but blah blah blah.
Yeah,
blah, blah.
he's blah 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 blah. And like, there's one part you're in the grocery store and the freezer section, like the doors are frozen closed, and this one NPC, it's just a core memory for me. He's like, "Why is the frozen section frozen?" Like they just say the weirdest stuff, and it always gets a giggle. I love it. It's an artistic masterpiece.
It's ridiculous.
Yes,
because you control him and it's all like physics based, and he's just this sloppy Joe of mush.
Yeah.
Like you have to pick up things with one of his tentacles, and it's hard to control. And
yeah,
the
it's
whole
so
thing's
whimsical.
a mess. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
great. Where do we go from that?
Where do you go from that one? How about our favorite old man?
Well, something else will come along. Just gotta have faith.
Yeah. That and a quarter will get you 25 cents. Which way'd Chloe go? See you later.
Oh, no.
You're a dirty old man, Sullivan.
Uh-huh.
Old Victor Sullivan, or Sully from Uncharted.
Love.
I love Sully too.
Mm-hmm.
He's like his father figure. Well, no, it's like he's his favorite uncle.
Yeah.
Or something, I would say.
definitely get that, yes.
More than a father figure. Always smoking a cigar, and he's got those, fast, those one-liners, like the 25 cents.
Always like, shit again. What did you get us into? Like, yeah.
He's pretty tough too. Like he'll go on the adventures with you. He'll punch some guys in the face. This makes me miss Paulette.
Yes, Paulette, Uncharted Queen. I love her.
And she loves Sully. Yes. I have you can set people's profile picture. Like you can even change it from whatever their iTunes is on iPhone. And when she calls, it's just a big picture of Sully. Makes no sense.
It's Tomb Raider and Uncharted that I get. That's her jam.
She's right on with Sully.
Yes.
He's so good.
Yes.
Do you have any favorite Sully moments?
Gosh, I don't know. There's too many. There's been a few scares with Sully that felt like it hit too hard for a video game.
Yeah, there's one I think it's in Uncharted 3 where Nathan Drake feels like he's double crossing, holds the gun on him.
Yeah.
And then Sully like calmly walks up to him, like takes the gun and puts it in his pocket.
Big moment.
And he goes, "Don't you ever point that gun at me again."
Yeah.
And then you just like move on with your life.
Love
so
Sully.
Good. So
yeah.
Good. So good. All right, let's move to what do I got? Cute little girls?
Cute little girls. Let's do it.
That didn't go so good.
No, it did not go so good.
I used to have a pet hamster. One night, he figured out how to open the door to his cage, and when we woke up, he'd eaten half a box of cookies.
I don't think this is quite the same, Clem.
Yeah, right. This time we're the cookies.
Oh,
my baby.
Clementine.
Oh, the world fell in love with her.
We talked about her twice. She was in the Heroes because she's playable in the later games.
She's incredible. I have a tattoo of her on my leg. I love her. I think that she embraces and embodies that child naiveness, that like really like sweet, curious, but sad.
In a world where there's no kids. I remember
Right.
there being a part where you run into somebody. I don't know if it's mercenary. I don't know. You ran into some random people and they're like,
Yeah.
holy shit, a kid?
Yeah, you want to protect her. It's a lot kind of like the Ellie situation where you just want to keep her safe, but she's so much more innocent and sweet, and everything that she goes through every time something bad happens, you're just like, why? She really pulls the heart big time, and her voice actress just nailed it. Whoever did that just tore me apart.
Makes you feel for her all the time.
Absolutely.
And it's kind of the same way with Ellie is discovering things for the first time, like a bunch of
Yes.
stuff she hasn't seen.
Yes, in a
Parallel
post-apocalyptic
stories.
world.
Yeah.
And like even her facial expressions are just like ingrained. She's just always looks very like sad and worried. And it's just, it's so hard to
Sad
look at
and
a
worried.
child like that.
Yeah.
Like I think they did a great job. And she's a very not annoying child. I'm not a fan of kids. And she doesn't do anything where you're like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. She doesn't ask 100 questions in 5 minutes.
She's not running off. She's not getting in trouble. She really just what's the guy's name? She just follows him around. And
Leroy?
Yeah, Lee. I think it's just Lee.
Lee.
She follows Lee around, like just so obedient and loyal to him. And it's just so sweet. It's such a sweet relationship that they build. I love her.
Yeah, I love her too. I have a grown girl.
All right, let's hear it.
Are you gonna go?
Yes, I'm going to finish him off.
Well, you might as well forget it, because you're no match for him.
Regardless, I must go. I had a chance to stop him before, but I couldn't. I'm responsible for all this mess.
Responsible? Does it bother you that much?
He's my father. Besides, who else can undo what he's done?
Who's that?
Lady from Devil May Cry. I love her. Devil May Cry really gets all the women right, honestly. All the non-playable women in the Devil May Cry series are super hot and super powerful, very independent. We got Trish, we got Lady, we have the new one from Devil May Cry 5. The only one I don't like is from 4. She's like some opera singer. I don't care about her. She doesn't like show any boobs or anything. But Lady is my favorite because...
And she carries around she's your favorite because she carries around a bazooka?
Yeah, she's got this rocket launcher that she just carries around, and it's her main weapon. It's just insane. The moment you meet her, she's badass from the second that you see her. She's fighting demons. She's fighting Dante, and everything she does is sexy and badass. She's in a schoolgirl outfit, and I always really related to her when I was a kid because she's weird. She has 2 different colored eyes. She's like just
like Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
Whatever that disease is.
Disease. It's not a disease. Jesus Christ.
Side effect. Human side effect.
But I love her. She's very serious in the 3rd game, but super badass. And then in the 5th game, when they bring her back, and they bring her back in 4 a little bit, but in the 5th game, they really bring her back, and she has more comedy, more lighthearted stuff, and you just get to see her sexy booty.
Is she
again.
like in your party? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like she's
kind of
in combat with you?
Partial, yeah. Partial, super partial. Not anything noteworthy, but
Just a couple segments.
Yeah. I mean, Devil May Cry, I think I mentioned Devil May Cry in every segment. We got Dante.
Yeah, you love Devil
We got
May Cry.
Virgil. It's just an excellent series through and through. And even the remaster that complete remake that they decided not to move forward with, I still enjoyed.
So the last one was what, 5?
Mm-hmm. That one was
How
very
long
recent.
ago was that?
A year or 2.
Oh, really?
Super recent and incredible. I loved it.
Who makes it? Capcom?
Yes. Yeah, it's just so great. And the last game had some of the best combos and gameplay mechanics, some great plot twists, sexy women. That one Southern chick that you're obsessed with when we were looking up the clips. She's from the 5th game.
The chick with the glasses.
Yeah. she's your weapons dealer. She upgrades all your stuff.
Nice.
So they get it right. And Lady is my favorite among
It's
the
hack and
ladies.
slash. It's kind of like a God of War.
Yes, very much
style
so.
Gameplay.
Plays a lot like Bayonetta, almost exactly the same, but higher budget.
Yeah. Bayonetta's good too.
Yeah.
She's not an NPC though.
No.
What else you got?
Ooh, one of my... Let's get into the birds. Let's do
Okay.
it. Let's get into the birds. I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's talk about the birds. First one, chocobos.
This is the little one being born. That's like a mounting and unmounting voice line. I don't know. So obviously they don't talk, but they're birds.
They're big yellow birds that you ride around. They're like, think of like I don't want to say ostrich because they got big heads. What would?
Yeah, they're like fat ostriches.
Yeah, they're big,
they're
chunky
mounts.
ostriches.
They're
that
mounts,
you mount,
so you can get on
like
top
a
of them
cross
and ride
between
around.
a chicken and an ostrich. Large
Yeah.
like an ostrich, but like kind of chicken form. And they are just the cutest little big yellow birds, and you ride them around in all the Final Fantasy games. And I would die to have a chocobo. Everything.
They're kind of what's holding Final Fantasy together.
Yeah, it's like them and the Moogles.
Well, because you can't think of a lot of things that are represented in every game because
Yeah.
every Final Fantasy is its own story. But there's chocobos almost always.
Yeah.
And Moogles.
And then like the items and movesets are
Yeah. Ether.
and summons. Yeah. But the chocobos, I could talk forever about how much I love them. I could talk about every Final
Which
Fantasy
game has like the chocobo dance song? Like they're like in a fenced-in area. It's one of the old ones. It's like on 64.
I don't know.
It's super old. Man, I saw it online. They do like a dance and there's like music and stuff. No?
My heart. I didn't know. No. I love it. I love them. I just... there's like there is a game where you can play. It's like Chocobo Dungeon or something, but I never played it.
Yeah,
But-
it seems like there's something weird on the Wii that's
Yeah.
something with chocobos too, maybe.
Yeah, but you can ride them around in the games, and they're just super legit and super awesome.
Dependable.
I love them.
Do you have any more?
I have one more bird.
Is it Bloodwing?
It's not. Is that what you're going into? I have
Okay,
a different
do
one.
yours first and then we'll do
Okay,
Bloodwing.
so I have one more bird, and it's Ku
I
from
have
Ori.
one more bird.
You have one more bird too?
Ku?
Ku from Ori, the
Did I not see
second
this?
Ori.
I don't remember a bird.
No, because they don't really talk in Ori, so I didn't send you it for the voice line. But Ku,
No, from watching the stream. I don't think
not
there were
Amori,
birds.
not Amori. Ori, yeah, in the Blind Forest, and then the second
Wow.
one is Will of the Wisps.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
so
Two totally okay.
very different.
Never mind.
No, that's okay. They have similar names.
Yep.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps, you have a little baby owl friend who has a hard time flying, and it's just the cutest little baby. and you don't ever get to play as her, but I think it's a girl. But it's just the sweetest, most cutest, big-eyed, sweet-hearted bird in the world, and I actually cried almost every time it was on screen. Like Zach was like, "Are you okay?" It's a game.
It's just an animated bird.
Yeah, but I love it. So that's my other one. Beautiful animation, beautiful story.
Yeah, that game is beautiful,
really
top to bottom.
Honestly, even like all the NPCs in that game are just really beautifully designed and cute. And there's another bird. There's like one that gives you maps or something that I'm obsessed with.
That game's almost like spiritual.
Yes,
or something.
very like Taoist, I would say. Like very all about earth and finding yourself through nature. Obsessed. I love that series.
Nice. I've got a bird.
Give me a bird.
Don't cry.
Oh my god. Just give it up, kiddo. Bloodwing's got all the elements at her disposal. Fire, electricity, corrosion, slag. And god damn, I forgot the last one. What the hell was that again? God damn it! Just weaken her and I'll hit her with a drink!
I'm sorry, soldier, but you gotta beat Bloodwing down. Do what you can to save her, but if you can't, she's got what we need to get into Control Core Angel and grab the vault key. That's what matters here.
Oh, Bloodwing. So, Bloodwing from Borderlands. You're mad that I chose the death.
Why would you use that scene?
I know. I could have found like anything from the first Borderlands. I could have just put in Mordecai gameplay and there would have been something about Mordecai going to fetch a weapon or something.
So sad at you.
So Bloodwing is actually a companion character. The C in NPC. So
yeah.
Companion character in the first Borderlands, the playable character Mordecai, who's a sniper. You can also send Bloodwing out to do attacks or to loot, and it's another one of those always by your side sidekicks type of character.
They're best
and
friends.
It's a bird. What kind of bird is it? Is it a raven?
It seems like a raven, some sort of like raven crow hybrid.
Falcon thing.
Yeah, just badass.
Badass bird.
Yeah.
But in Borderlands 2, Jack, who we talked about last week, Handsome Jack, gets a hold of Bloodwing. It's just a kidnapping type of thing, I think, isn't it? Because it's not like Mordecai, switch sides or anything like that.
Might have suppressed it.
But he like juices it up with everything, and it's huge. It's like the size of a house, and that's a hard because I
when he goes down to Mordecai.
Yeah, because Mordecai is like, he's in your
so sad.
He's in your radio comm and he's like, no, but you have to kill it.
Yeah,
so you're like crying as you're just filling Bloodwing full of bullets.
It was rough. Ugh.
I can't think of another game where you have to kill one of these NPCs, but Bloodwing,
man,
you've got to do it.
Too rough.
I'm sorry.
Why did you do that to me? We were having such a good time with the birds. We had the chocobos, the coup, and you just did that.
Yeah, I know. It all came crashing down. God. I'm so sorry. All right, well, keeping with Borderlands, we'll pep it up a little bit.
Appreciate it, sugar. That reminds me of something Jimbo Hodunk told me right before me and the kids left his disgusting bandit clan forever. He said, "Hing dong pong burn down, I'll never forget that."
Mad Moxie.
Woo! We got Mad Moxie coasters right here and shot glasses. We got it.
Right?
We got all
I have
stuff.
a Mad Moxie bar set.
Yes.
One of the sexiest video game characters ever.
Yes.
I love Moxie.
I love.
She's like like a seductive like
clown
40-year-old woman in like a 23-year-old hot body. You know what I mean?
You got 40-year-old out of her?
What'd you get?
I've got like 20s.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, she calls everybody sugar.
I mean,
it's
she's
like,
what everybody wants her to be, to be honest.
She's like from the 1920s.
She's
like a
so
flapper.
awesome. Yes, I love my hoes, and she is Queen Ho. She like really embodies like sex, and she loves it. And
there's tons of sexual innuendo.
Tons, and her boobs are just
line.
out, and everything. She's funny, and she's got so much bloodlust and just chaotic, like all the Borderlands characters, and it just. She is a fantastic character. She's great.
Really marketable. You can buy like statues of her and shit.
Yeah,
like
she's
action
awesome.
figures.
Love her. Love her. The quests she gives too. There's like a Mad Moxie DLC for the first or second game that was super fun.
Yeah, and she's also kind of a vendor. Like you can tip her, and if you do it a certain amount of money, you can get a rare weapon in each game and stuff like that.
She's great. I love her. Yeah, they can never let go of her, for sure.
Who's your favorite robot?
Ooh, I'm going to have to go with a claptrap on that one.
I finally found another claptrap! Yeah! He's dead.
Keep your wits about you, minion. This glacier's run by a bandit named Captain Flint. The jerk kept me as his torture plaything for a few months. We played games like Dodge the Blowtorch and Don't Get Dunked into the Pool of Acid. I was really good at the first one.
And he exploded. Oh well. Now to slip back into the warm, comfy Christmas sweater that is my depression.
Flint and I had a gentleman's agreement in the past. I give him the loot from the bodies Jack ditches in the glacier. He promises not to torture me for hours at a time. Then he does it anyway. But that ends today.
Ooh, are you collecting bullymong fur? I love that stuff. It's soft, warm, and really good at absorbing robot tears.
Amazing.
Oh, Claptrap. I love Claptrap. Of course, we love everybody, but Claptrap adds, because I think you said last week on the Villains episode, Borderlands is gameplay-heavy game that really fleshes out its story through this voice work that's happening while you're playing.
Yeah, and he's a big part of that for sure.
It's almost like he feels, it's funny because he feels sorry for himself. Do you remember in Borderlands 2, you have to throw him a party?
Yes, it's so sad.
You got to go on this stupid fetch quest to go find pizza and
and you
party
have to give him
hats.
a high five.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then get some music and play it, and no one comes.
Yeah.
So he's all about boosting his self-esteem, but he always gets beat up by Psycho, or all this bad stuff always happens to him.
Yeah.
But he's always happy-go-lucky. I love Claptrap.
He's such a character.
He's a legend.
Yes. I'm surprised you don't have Tiny Tina on your list.
Oh wow, yeah, you're right. I don't.
She's didn't you meet her voice actress
yes,
too?
yeah.
She's a good one.
We can go back into
chaotic,
that.
very very chaotic and crazy.
Yes, yeah. I'm trying to think of how old she is in each of the games.
She's young.
Yeah, she's 13 at first, and she loves blowing shit up.
Yeah, she's always a tea party.
Good
and
call. I wasn't ready for that.
No, that's
Tiny
okay.
Tina.
We're here now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we are here right now talking about Tiny Tina. Tiny
Doesn't
Tina.
she have her own quest in one of the games? Tiny Tina's.
Well, she has her own game.
That's her own
Tiny
game.
Tina's Wonderland is actually the newest in the Borderlands series out.
That's right.
They had a
really
killer
like that
DLC. It's like Dungeons and Dragons.
I did play that.
She narrates
that
the whole thing.
Awesome. That was
And
super
Wonderlands is a lot like that.
Yeah,
It's
I watched you play a little
full
bit of
game
it.
of that.
I didn't realize it was a full game. How fun.
Man, yeah, she's fun. Man, I can't believe, overlooked it. But Claptrap, well, pretty much anything in Borderlands.
It's just
any
awesome.
side character is super well written.
Yeah, they get humor really well because a game like that with so much profanity could really miss and feel cringy.
Yeah.
And they bullseye. They got it. They nailed it. It's funny. The whole series is hilarious.
Yeah. Can turn into Duke Nukem and be really bad really quick, but you're right. Yeah, they nail everything.
Yeah.
All right, what else? I'm out of sound bites. What else you got?
Just some stuff I thought about while we were recording.
Cool.
We got Benjamin from Little Misfortune.
My favorite fox.
Yes, I thought of him. He doesn't have any voice lines. He doesn't say anything.
Nope.
He writes in his diary. That's about all you get out of his audio. Not audio, but that's really all you know about
his
him.
character.
Yeah. But he's just the fox in Little Misfortune that she's in love with and follows around.
Oh, Benji.
Oh, Benji.
Good one.
I knew he loved me.
Nice.
And then another one I thought of while we were recording is a vendor from a game I actually hate, but she was awesome. So Final Fantasy 13 was fine.
Is that the lightning one?
Yes.
Okay.
So 13 was fine. The battle system sucked, but the story was good, kind of a thing. Then they have the offshoots. There's Final Fantasy 13-2, which was trash in my opinion. But 13-2 has this vendor called Chocolina. So she's this really sexy girl.
Chocolina?
Yes. She's dressed as a chocobo. She's like a burlesque chocobo.
Okay.
And she'll be like, I'm Chocobolina every time you approach her. And she just sells you shit and it's fantastic. But she doesn't do anything else. There's no depth to her character. I just love chocobos and I love her because she's dressed like a chocobo and selling me things. In a game I hated, she just was my light.
Nice.
So-
Chocolina.
Yeah.
Real creative with the name there.
Do you have any that you have left there?
Well, I got honorable mentions, I guess.
Yeah.
Dog meat from Fallout. because everybody likes a good boy. He's just a dog.
Oh, the dog, the literal dog. Yes.
Yeah. So in trying, desperate times, it's nice to just have a dog with you,
buddy.
And he's pretty popular too.
Loyal companion.
Cortana from Halo. Neither of us play Halo, but
I played the games, but she was great. But I don't want to.
That's more of she's just a staple in video games.
Yeah, she's just an icon.
A playable character, but also not Toad from the Mario universe.
Yes.
You can obviously play as Toad and probably a bunch of different shit, but
love his screams.
Originally, Toad is an NPC. I also have Peach there, just for mention. How about the Happy Mask Salesman from
that's
Majora's
a
Mask?
good one. That's a good one. He's creepy. Yeah.
And that's an all. I don't know if he has. I don't think he has voice lines because that's like an all just dialogue.
Yeah,
clicking through the dialogue.
Creepy. There's a lot of good NPCs in Majora's Mask.
Yeah,
just creepy characters.
He looks at you weird though.
Yeah, he's got that weird smile.
Yeah. Mentioned dog meat. No, I think that's it. That's all you have too?
Yeah, that's all I have. There's just so
This
many.
is one of those when you're driving home, you're like, damn it, I should have mentioned such and such.
Mm-hmm. You betcha.
NPCs can make the game though.
Yeah.
For sure.
There's so many good ones. So many that we missed too. I'm sure that people, when they're listening to this, are going to be like, I can't believe they didn't talk about.
Yeah. And I got some of that, especially from the villains episode. I know you haven't played Ratchet and Clank, but someone was like, Dr. Nefarious. I'm like, fuck. Like, he's one of the best
There's
villains.
so many games.
Yeah,
it's so hard to get them all. But
you can just go on and on.
Yeah.
And you could go retro with NPC because you could, like the ghost from Pac-Man.
Yeah, that's
NPCs,
super retro,
really,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So it could be anything. So, man, the character series was really fun.
I like this one. Yeah, I had a blast with this.
Like
it was
3
so
hours of
nostalgic.
just characters. But like I said, it was really like going back on memory lane.
Yeah.
Of
so nostalgic. I loved it.
That I was playing as we were researching for this.
Oh, what's that one? If you have coin, Khajiit has wear. Or I was, what did it say? Something until I took an arrow to the knee. I was a warrior once until I took an arrow to the knee.
Yeah.
Some Elder Scrolls one.
Some Elder Scrolls stuff for sure.
I think I said them mostly right.
Yeah,
I don't play them.
I guess the basis of the story is there's some even mainstream games that you and I don't play that have super memorable side characters. Like even the Dark Souls with the sun on his.
Oh yeah,
whoever that guy is.
Yeah,
super
Praise
popular. Praise the Sun guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure there's tons we missed, but this has been really fun. So we hope you guys enjoyed that. All this discussion about our favorite characters. And like we said at the very beginning, there's just thousands of games, thousands of characters. There's something for everybody, and it's just truly endless. So coming up, we're going to be recording our Indies episode finally. So that'll be coming out to you soon. And then one last time, we hope you enjoyed the character series. Alyssa.
Goodbye.
Thanks for spending the time with us. We will talk to you all soon.